ugly, and it's been that way for the last 30 years. In about 4 months of us taking the products on a daily basis, his toenail came back perfect. Yeah, I wanted to share that with somebody because it was like astronomical. So we're really very happy with the product.
Don't wait to see how Balance of Nature can improve your health from your head to your toes. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Go to balanceofnature.com today and use discount code CHICAGO.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Hi, I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I'm running for U.S. Senate for the state of Illinois. I will never give up on inclusion and equality, prison reform, reduced property taxes, and economic opportunity for all. I want to get to know your neighborhood and the problem that you face every day. And I want to serve every man, woman, and child in the state of Illinois. A vote for me is a vote for you.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
Listen to AM 560, The Answer, online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, on TuneIn, iHeart, and radio.com.
7:38, Team Hochberg Traffic Center time. In for Jim, Jeremy Scott.
Also much better news on the Kennedy outbound. All lanes are open in Washington after a crash blocked all but the left lane. However, it is still pretty heavy. It's 14 out to Montrose, 24 out to the airport. Inbound, you're looking at 24 as well from O'Hare, 11 in from Montrose, 8 in the express lanes. The Dan Ryan inbound still suffering from that earlier crash. You're heavy, both locals and express. At Pershing, all the way up to the Burn Interchange, half hour in from 95th. Also, if you're on the Stevenson, half hour in from 355. The Eisenhower's 40 in from Route 390. And if you're traveling on Lakeshore Drive northbound, heavy from Soldier Field into Balboa. And one crash on the surface streets we're watching right now. It's in West Chicago at the intersection of Route 59 and Joliet. That intersection, as you know, is curved there, so keep that in mind. That's traffic. I'm Jeremy Scott.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next in our AM 560 Weather Center. We see plenty of sunshine, 63, clear and 48 overnight, and sunny and mild tomorrow, high 65. Currently 39. Next news coming up at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by In the Know with Wealth Management Group, hosted by Craig Bolanos. Heard Sunday mornings at 10.
Only the biggest stories, only the biggest guests, and only the biggest opinions. This is AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. Just some housekeeping from our conversation before Mike Scott's newscast about those Sharpies that are bleeding through ballots, people are reporting. So somebody said the same thing happened in her polling place, and they just asked the election judges to switch to ballpoint pens, which they did. So bring ballpoint pens, or ask the judges to switch to ballpoint pens just to be on the safe side with respect to bleed through that could spoil your ballot.
Yeah, and I'm going to bring a bunch of black ballpoint pens to Lakeview High School because they said that they don't have any.
There you go.
So hopefully they'll use these pens.
Very good.
You could end up voting for a Republican. That's what I'll tell people. Like,
that's right. Those pens have a mind of their own. All right. One other matter all over the nation, not just in Illinois, but including in Illinois. And hey, listen up, land of Lincolners fleeing Illinois for the Sun Belt. You got a ballot initiative here to raise taxes. You also have a ballot initiative in Arizona to raise taxes, to almost double the income tax rate from on single filers earning more than $250,000 from 4.5% to 8%. So here it's to go from 4.95 to 7.75 and then on up from there. In Arizona, it's a ballot initiative that would raise income taxes from the current 4.5% on single filers earning more than $250,000, families earning more than $500,000 to 8%. So how's my place in Naples looking now?
Oh, you're going to rub it in.
We don't have that problem in Florida. I say that like I'm a Florida resident soon.
Well, you do own property there that you should let me rent out for 6 months.
Sure.
Okay.
At market rate.
Oh, yeah.
For more on the ballot initiatives around the country, we're pleased to be joined by our friend Steve Malagna. He is a contributing editor of City Journal, senior fellow at the Manhattan Institute, written about these big bucks ballot battles. Steve, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. An interesting day.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, never a dull moment. It's 2020.
I was reading your piece, getting a summary of some of these ballot initiatives. I didn't see any ballot initiatives to reduce taxes. Can you go through those with us?
Yeah, well, you're not going to find many of those around. There was a time, of course, the so-called TABORs, which basically Colorado and a bunch of, well, and Proposition 13 in California is the most famous of them, where, that was, a big movement, especially in the 70s and then again in the 90s. But you're right. Right now what we're talking about are ballot initiatives to raise taxes, and usually these are taking place in places where there are constitutional problems with raising taxes, like Illinois, where you can't, a legislature can't just come up and say, well, we want to institute a progressive income tax. And in California, of course, it's Prop 13, which, because it was an initiative in 1978, became part of the Constitution. You can't change the whole property tax regime without a ballot initiative, and that's what the fight in California is about. But you're absolutely right. It's all in the direction of, let's try to raise taxes now. Partially that's because you have well-funded groups like unions and rich governors who are essentially, funding these ballot fights, these ballot campaigns.
Well, and Governor Pritzker, he doubled down yesterday and said, if we don't pass this, then there's going to be a 20% increase in the state income tax. That he's going to go. That's what's going to happen. Like, you either do what I say, or I'm going to get you in another way. It's
everybody gets it. Either the rich get it, or everybody gets it. Even though, of course, everybody's going to get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Well, and that's, of course, here's the thing. Around the country, the progressive income tax has become very, very popular because it's like, let's tax somebody else. But, eventually what begins to happen is, and Illinois is already there, you become an out-migration state. All the states with heavily progressive income tax, California, New Jersey, New York, the highest, they're all out-migration states. The chairman of our institute, the Manhattan Institute, he's a big hedge fund guy in New York. They just announced they're moving their headquarters to Florida. So, when you have a place like where this progressive income tax is, like in New Jersey and New York, the top 1% pay 50% of all income taxes. But money is mobile, and so you have this tremendous out-migration, which is occurring in these places.
And it's interesting, the Arizona tax increase initiative. You write in your piece that supporters of the tax increase have outraised opponents almost 3-1. And it's just a reminder that you're not talking about, we're doing it for the kids, it's for the schools, it's some sort of grassroots/grasstops effort. No. These are institutional interests that want blank check government, and they pull together the money to overcome those people who moved to Arizona, so many of them from California, from Illinois, particularly because it is a low-tax environment.
Let me tell you something about raising taxes to fund schools. 80% on average of the budget of a typical school system is salaries. It's people. Where does this money go almost universally? And this is what's going on in Arizona. The governor there, Ducey, gave the teachers a big increase in pay, said, okay, you deserve pay, but nope, we want more. So 80% of the budget, on average, of a school system is salaries. So this money, one of the reasons you look at these big contributions by the National Education Association and the local teachers unions. One of the reasons they make such big contributions is about getting their members more money.
And the California initiatives, I mean, this cannot be overlooked. To repeal parts of Prop 13, which put hard caps on property taxes. That's the saving grace of California, is that people can get a real market return on their homes. If that is taken away, I mean, you are over the edge in California, just like graduating the state income tax in Illinois puts Illinois over the edge.
Well, see, here's the thing. Again, they're being smart. It's tax somebody else now, because what they're trying to do is repeal the half of Prop 13 that applies to businesses.
Yes. But
exactly. And all of the taxpayer groups, they are opposed to this because they know we're next. But this is running ahead in the polls because it is a case of tax somebody else. And the thing is,
yeah, if we could just, I mean, it's remarkable too. I mean, it's just remarkable, and part of this is the fault of people on the center right that don't make compelling enough arguments, succinct enough arguments. But I mean, the idea, if we could just get rid of the businesses in California, everything would be great. I mean, which is essentially what you're expediting, and it's the same thing in Illinois. It's just that people are bad at dot connecting, but it's largely in the absence of, as I said, succinct, compelling responses. But
in California, they have a business exit tax that they want to take part of your revenue from the last 2 years.
Right.
And that's a problem. Like, you want to leave, you want to move your company out of California, and they tax you for it? That is ridiculous.
Well, that move before that tax
that's a proposal.
Is enacted. And here's the thing. California also already has a heavily anti-business environment because of all the environmental regulations and also taxes. This Prop 13 for businesses was one of the things that was keeping businesses that do stay there, because they could invest in facilities and plants and not see their assessments go sky high. It was like the one thing that business retention groups would say to businesses: stay here, and you're not going to have these big reassessments. So what they're basically doing right now is voting out the one last thing that keeps businesses in California that have the option to move somewhere else.
And the other thing in California, and this is another canary in the coal mine of identitarian politics, the move to repeal Prop 209, which prohibited discrimination by public institutions based on race, sex, color, ethnicity, national origin, and the like. They want to be able to discriminate by race, national origin, orientation, and the like, because that's their entire governing philosophy is identitarianism. You are conferred power and benefits based on your non-behavioral characteristics, like your race or your gender.
The interesting thing is, of all of the ballot initiatives in California, most of which the vote seems to be leaning to the left, this is the one where the vote is pretty much still even. People heavily voted for the original proposition in the 1990s, which said basically that affirmative action and trying to design programs by race shall be illegal in the state. They voted heavily for that. They still seem to be leaning for that. So there's some instinct in the voter in California. We'll see how this turns out, but there's some instinct which says the system we have now is fair. Let's not change it. We'll have to see how that actually turns out.
Well, that would be an interesting defeat, an interesting beachhead in a state like California. He is Steve Malagna. He is contributing editor to City Journal, senior fellow at the Manhattan Institute. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Take care. Have a good election day.
You too.
Yeah, thank you. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Connect with Dan and Amy using the AM560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
The following is a paid political announcement.
So ask yourself, what has Chris Chung been doing for us at the State House? Well, not much. Seems he's been too focused on pushing his extreme agenda instead of bringing jobs to the region. Let me explain. Chris Chung voted against the $205 million needed for our South Shore expansion and against incentives to help grow a local data center into a $200 million tax revenue generating campus. And when it comes to law and order, Chris Chung voted against raises for the state police. Let's vote no to Chris Chung. But we can vote yes for a conservative who knows how to bring jobs to Northwest Indiana. Hal Slager. Hal is endorsed by the Indiana Small Business Association PAC because Hal is an effective leader and a proven advocate for the hardworking families of the region. Hal Slager supports the police and is endorsed by the Indiana State Police Alliance PAC. Hal Slager is the solid conservative who shares our values. Vote Hal Slager for state representative on or before Tuesday, November 3rd.
Paid for by the committee to elect Hal Slager.
Don't you like it? Every time you cough or sneeze, I'm like, COVID. He's got the vid. Just
happy to report I tasted that granola bar I ate, so it's all good.
And you don't have a fever. Hey, you know how you can stay healthy? Boost your immune system, and you can do that by eating well, sleeping well, and exercising. But back to the eating well. Are you getting enough fruits and veggies? Which I know you aren't doing on your own. So that's why I started taking Balance of Nature. 6 capsules a day. You're getting 10 servings of 31 different fruits and veggies. You hear stories here all the time. People ask me, is that for real? Yes, those are not actors or voiceover work performers. Those are actual Balance of Nature customers who are very satisfied and want people to know about it. So right now, make Balance of Nature a priority for you. Be proactive. Take charge. Call this number, 800-246-8751, 800-246-8751. Use discount code Chicago, or go online to balanceofnature.com, discount code Chicago.
Famous conservative quotes presented by Automated Systems.
Winston Churchill wisely stated, "Fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision." Certainly great words to keep in mind.
Manufacturing companies, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Kulchar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and systems integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet FDA compliance requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution for your business that will make your production lines, facilities, and plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. From Fortune 500 to startup, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. For information, I encourage you to talk to Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI, 844-HIRE-ASI, or online at hireasi.com.
The following is a paid political announcement.
I'm Dan Patlack. As a father, I knew the best thing I could do for our new baby was to give him a stable home. But I also knew that soaring taxes might prevent others from giving their children that same security. So I started at the Board of Review, worked my way up to commissioner, and made helping homeowners my career.
Daddy, how do you spell elephant?
The Board of Review's system was antiquated and anything but user-friendly. As the first full-time commissioner, I held over 400 seminars, training thousands of homeowners how to appeal without a lawyer.
Come on, Dad, let's play some catch.
Now, I'm bringing the board into the 21st century, instituting online appeals and appeal webinars, and creating the Tax Education Center at danpatlack.com so you can appeal from home.
Hey, Dad, can I use the car tonight?
I know I made the best decision for my family. I want others to have that same opportunity.
Thanks, Dad. I'm Ted Patlack, and this ad was paid for by Citizens for Dan.